nso sima beye aduasa enkomodi a ye ba bedi na afei ye wie dwumadi enne sa akonya na ama me ama mantumi ama wa mfra fa chementi no mamini kai enfa number no ntudwa eno de text me message because bia na akonya na ntimi na mama kwa ama wa mfra text message no ana WhatsApp SMS was 0245 947299 0245 947299 abetimi ade o text message ni bibia fa ho na ya kenkai ade amount 0245947299 024594 bonus number no egu screen asesa obetima fa na onso no wato yankra fa ho ya kenkai ade amount yawo no wo afi apem ahanso ne miensa afi apem ahanso ne miensa juno bosome ne de toso aduonu ewotwe ewo Epworth England ho na yawo no barantia be kan ho asem na ne maame be ye obaatan bia tese ne kan say we devoted Christian teacher na on sheda ni dwuma bi se meton we but no a devoted Christian teacher na ono ano kire ne maade because owo nkwada maako edun kono nyame ba mbe kan wa semi na otoso maako edu enum o so ya mahyew o ba wu mi nu pe no to etwa so wo mi ensa pe no pe so etwa so wo enum no o pe so etwa so mra wo so nyankopon entwa wo ye be kan ho asem enti erade fa no so ya adwuma bebrebe erade fa no so ne ma bebrebe wo wiase ya eduru meboni nua kabom edi dwuma de asempa no nante 1728 enum na enkrofo sha asese omu di mrantie ho few based on come faso etitia so mafa bibia den e kom faso person bo mo trene ya bla bono mafa bibia den eh utia ntati aso kura wa ye bone ne sa no mani bin den enu ntino enkofo hwe omo style of living na so omo style kwa faso sum nyame no ene ma omunya adin ede ma o movement ya na sa time no mo kan ho asem no ene ye bedi nkobo na opapa ya Anglican priest sa time no nipa be na ye kan ho asem mama yakonya sima kakra bi na ye ntwa ye ho ye nche kra ye twa ye ho sima ba kope na ye ba afi na ye kwa akodi nkomo jumadi ne my life me ba sisi me mama ba mo me mama ba mo I am renting me mama ba mo na coming in I am renting me mama ba mo Mama, remember, you can't see what you're say to everything. There is a season and time for every purpose under the seven. I told her, Abrabum, you were dead, yesterday. Told her, Abrabum, you were dead, you were dance, you were energy.
Say, Obi before free Ghana, Edukoye Saloon, Edmo, South Africa. It said the Yachiwatum, Pepe, or Ghana. So, to be a city of music industry, money. On crop for musicians, something to say. Wow, me who's all your Christian, and I may know one. When you're Christian, I may know one. Ade, so come. Some me kind of creature until Madame or town for. Ebenezer no, and some baby, Nina Kabu Manipa, Yasatana, Nia Konya Bedie, Yase, the Bay and we pay you. Obianiaka, say, baby would be Yakoma APCH, and the same no, bet my swan watching Uncle. The first me when is Abrabonosha send do bedrua. And as what from our baby and son, I will pay baby our pay. The farm must be no quarter. I was Nina, Namia Rio. If you do baby crowd, the nature say.
Just a num son, with smooth.
So be tia kasa so timi wo no na ote ya wo ne nipadua mu no me kire de wo bobla na ablabo aye diama no na otwe nani a ohunu se boafo bi obonkum ana nifa se be hwe nkomodi na se nyama toto yie pa dia ka be kire wale be 19 years ana
enye yizi se obe aso de amanyankopon edi se obi tumi aso de amanyankopon pa dia na bia wo baifu
eje busia wo se baby a meti ayi bi ne pia me ana se nya na be kodu ho enu ti na yehia na yetena se wo kwase AWUAH TV so a ya wada bia yetena se emra abo 2 pm eye no mi pepe pa jumadi ne ye is my life That's se unyamre na unyadaje na ugusuhwe dwumadi wei ewo YouTube u Facebook na afi kwasi AWUAH TV osuru nshira no wanya okesi papa birika kacha wo se yekotie yekohwe na nemre nti wo se bibia na yetwitwa somawo yadisima mako beye enum ne yede kwa akohwe emse enum ni dura me panifo etimfidie nim ebe pause na mama simanu pepepe ne yede kwa akohwe na matoa so ewo ha e de ama just about 5 minutes pen ye kwa watch sa video yi na nipa ye kana was medical cat was say ye wo no on the 28th June 1703 our Earthflat in Grand na ne mame na ye friend mama Susanna the papa so the Mr. Samuel oko school or Charterhouse Oxford oko ni school bi opa on school mukura no 1728 na ochere Greek na osai modulator se me kan nyina sisi na ensem no ebetiawa ntu de yekọ nipa me kan wasemende yekọ akodi na onkombo ntime so we Methodist ni a na yekọ na yakọ akọhwe sofopani John Wesley yekọ ni ho asem kitwa me ma onhwe ni nyina sima be yennum pani ekoyi ni mfonini ekoyi di akyerew ene kasa kakra bi edi akyire sima be ye enum pepepe na afa ye ba na yabedi no nkombo ni awese de awade nam no so a wodi si ho no ade be ohaw no fam emodem mobe na oboy na so awofama ode adwuma ni si ho no saa na ti ana se enchirima ne ba ye no enwema asesa akoma pa ode adwuma ni si ho no saa na ti ana se enwema asesa ti na me say it's your life it's my life yen mo so na brabom na yen hwe de course na brabom simanumpe sansa dodo na no ye de makuchire na ha me no obedi nkomo ti ye kwa ba ye kwa akohwe apostle nyamenipa kese John Wesley Church of Methodist na ye koba ebedi no nkomo ti fe simanumpe ehwe ne homfo ne de kasa kakra bi edi akire jubadi na my life text message is 0245 947299 0245 947299 yanko hemra sisi ye
John Wesley, a biography. John Wesley, the formative years, 1703 to 1735, from Epworth to Oxford to the threshold of mission. Early life in Epworth, 1703 to 1720. John Wesley was born on June 17, 1703, in the small village of Epworth, Lincolnshire, the 15th of 19 children born to Samuel and Susanna Wesley. His upbringing was steeped in prayer, classical learning, and serious piety. His father, Samuel, was a clergyman in the Church of England, erudite, high church, and politically Tory in a largely nonconformist rural parish. His mother, Susanna, was a spiritual and educational center of the household, personally tutoring each child in Latin, Greek, theology, and biblical devotion. A defining moment came in 1709 when a fire consumed the family rectory. 5-year-old John was trapped upstairs, but was rescued in the nick of time by a human chain formed by neighbors. The fire's cause was never officially determined, but many, including the Wesleys themselves, suspected arson. Tensions between Samuel and the townspeople had been escalating, particularly over politics, tithes, and his efforts at reform. The fire may well have been an act of revenge by angry parishioners, and yet the Wesleys stayed in Epworth. Their decision not to leave Epworth speaks volumes. Samuel and Susanna could have sought a new parish or a safer community. Instead, they chose to remain and rebuild. This act of faith and endurance shaped their children's view of Christian vocation, not as a path of convenience, but as a calling to endure hardship for the sake of the gospel. As Kenneth Collins observes, the values of loyalty, discipline, and sacrificial perseverance were embedded in John Wesley long before he ever stepped foot in Oxford. John would later refer to himself as a brand plucked from the burning, a reference to Zechariah 3:2, seeing in his rescue not only God's protection, but also a divine summons. Oxford, an awakening of purpose, 1720 to 1725. In 1720, John Wesley entered Christ Church, Oxford, where he received a rigorous education in classical languages, logic, and Anglican theology. While not particularly devout at first, by 1725 his heart began to stir with spiritual urgency. Influenced by works like Jeremy Taylor's Holy Living, Thomas à Kempis' Imitation of Christ, and William Law's A Serious Call to Devout and Holy Life, Wesley resolved to pursue holiness with systematic devotion. That same year, he was ordained as a deacon, taking his first formal step in ministry. This phase marked what Collins calls a disciplinary conversion, Wesley's embrace of order, discipline, and method as essential to Christian life. The Holy Club and the Rise of Methodism, 1726 to 1732. In 1726, Wesley was elected a Fellow of Lincoln College, Oxford, where he began teaching Greek and logic. Upon returning from a brief ministry assignment assisting his father, he joined a group that would become known as the Holy Club, led initially by his brother Charles Wesley. Members met regularly for Bible study, prayer, fasting, communion, and works of mercy, such as visiting the sick, prisoners, and the poor. Their regimented lifestyle led critics to call them Methodist, a term of mockery that Wesley would later adopt as a badge of honor. The group's goal was not empty ritual, but what Wesley would later call practical divinity, a life of holiness lived out in action. Yet their zeal was not without cost. The tragedy of William Morgan. William Morgan, one of the most devout members of the Holy Club, died suddenly in 1732. His death ignited controversy. Critics blamed the group's extreme fasting and rigorous discipline for causing emotional and physical strain that contributed to his decline. Some accused the Methodists of dangerous fanaticism. Wesley was shaken. He investigated the matter and found that Morgan had suffered from a pre-existing condition, but he did not dismiss the possibility that the group's strict regimen had worsened the condition. In his journal, Wesley reflected with humility. His spirit was willing, but the flesh was weak. This event prompted Wesley to moderate some of the group's harsher practices and laid the groundwork for his later emphasis on grace over mere effort. As Heitzenrater notes, this was a key turning point where Wesley began to see that discipline, while essential, must be tempered by compassion and guided by the Spirit. Toward Georgia, the search for assurance, 1732 to 1735. By the early 1730s, Wesley had become a respected spiritual leader at Oxford. Yet beneath the surface, he was troubled. Despite his rigorous piety, he still felt uncertain of God's love and acceptance. He longed for an experience of assurance, the confidence that he was truly forgiven and redeemed. So when General James Oglethorpe invited him to serve as a missionary to the new colony of Georgia in 1735, Wesley accepted. The trip offered not only a chance to preach to Native Americans and colonists, but also a chance to seek his own spiritual breakthrough. As he famously wrote, he hoped to save my own soul. At the time of his departure, Wesley was methodical, devout, and driven, but still unsettled. He had not yet experienced the heart of transforming grace that would be characterized after his
Medase sɛ woni me nyina nyamere na sima be num yɛde akɔ hwemfonini kakra bi ne nneɛma bi a ɔbɛto dwumadie yi ayɛ ahyɛ ne so sɛ de nti a yɛ bowura abrabom ne yɛhwɛ adeɛ ɔbɛka sɛ sɛ deɛ yɛntena se baako bi onka obi abrabom nsɛm ne nyina aka dwumadie no paa ɛnkyɛ koraa mede abrante bɛbɔ awuram ai ɔmo ni Ghana ha ne yi ɔmo mfoni kyerɛ because ntimi nkɔfo mo ma but ɛnkyɛ da abrante bɛbɔ awuram a yɛmbɛ hyew ne ɔma bi ne ade ntini nyina ne yɛntwɛm ɛyɛ nhyehyɛ san sɛ yɛ abrabom nsɛm ana pɛsɛ tɔda kristofoɔ no yɛbowura sɔfo bi abrabom na oyɛ sɔfo na wo ba wawu no kwan obi fa so obedi sɔfo no ɔbrɛ ɔfa ne tra ɛne ma ne hyɛ sɛ bayɔ ɛwɔ no ansɛ so guda nipa na so wɔyɛ dɛn na wodu baabi a wɔduru ntini nyina no makwae ɛma oyɛ kristoni na sɛ no kwasɛm sɛ heaven apɛsɛ wokɔ de ya na yɛtwa mfoni de kyerɛw ɛma hu sɛ heaven kwae no sei na teɛ na nya wo ne nipa a wodi kan a ɔhyɛ kristosom adwuma no ase bebrebe abakɔ ɔmabrabɔ yɛ deɛ bɛyi etwa mfoni bɛyi ti tɔda ne pɛsɛ kyerɛw sɛ deɛ wonam mu no a wopɛsɛ waba mu bu no obi bɛnante bi mu a bi kura ne so kyɛ wo deɛ no so still otimi ri no wɔ kristosom no tina yakɔfa bakɔsɛm yakɔhwɛ apostle John Wesley ahwa bakɔsɛm kakra am sɛ wohwɛ ne sɛ wotie ne ya wɔ kanfie ne nyinaa yɛwo no ɛwɔ Epworth England Epworth EPWORTH England ɛhɔ na yɛwo no 28 June 1703 28 June 1703 to imagine if ya wadie kenne wode so tiase a ko kani pa ma wo kanya asem ketwa but wonyini kakra sans wo wi at the age of 87 years ana Papa John Wesley efiri ewiase ekoi na ne maame na ye frɛ no Mama Susanna Wesley na ne papa enso de Papa Samuel Wesley that is Wesley family no that is how to say papa ni na de Wesley to wale ye no Wesley akoka eye le din na nkro mo ba nyina nso no sa Wesley toda na Africa ha no papa no kora de nkora ba wiase no na bosi akofa din bi no okay I don't know ma me se me na me de me wo fa din beto no me na me de me na din beto no ai ba ya semo ti sare de ti na ye ka se Mr Samuel Wesley papa ye ka no wasem Papa John Wesley nipa nam no so a Methodist by na ne papa no na ono ye Anglican priest. Imagine how was it possible say father no ye Anglican priest ne ba no be ye Methodist founder. How was it possible? Me call Anglican, me a priest. How can say me bab da ba wiase no or ba be ye Methodist? Sorry. I thought I am any swadun no. Sa na tie otimi spreading no bebrebe. Da papa wa ne kan o sinya me thought that nim di no man sorry bebrebe aba. I'm sorry bebrebe de do be ko heaven men kan sorry basa no. Sorry de do be ko heaven. Was ya man who say onko assemblies of the pillar of Zion. ya mensa so on period of Zion obekọ Methodist na ni na ohwetre na ekwa na wadi so te ne papa ye Anglican priest eye Mr Samuel Wesley ba John Wesley no so be ye Methodist na abranta ye kana wa semi oko school nyese wa nko school ente se de na ye kana se bedo ko school pa on se o hwe katinko mala shi kon the school sebro na in fact se e wo form pa but we do ko school e wo Charterhouse school ni nyina Oxford and also call Christian Church Oxford University ni nyina okoi because when life now on so channel no na it seems say one ye ka won asem sa so nyina no mo na beginning na no mo nam kwan na so no mo ba no de ba begin but unim ni ma me Susanna Wesley dwumadia na wodi pa ye ka so bi your ba na obompaya na oye one of a man bompaye no na ne babia wodi mfie numa 5 years no a kire kwan fa so ready enya un ready a consum ready chemistry ready biology physics ne bibia wo usua atwere konkono Tamikas we devoted Christian teacher enti ne babia nya di mfie num se pa obehya ase obesua kenkai because opeso hunu Bible na kenkai said the beya obetimi akire wade yetiri babia at the age of 5 na de ba kwa no ye ne se na wotwe bia ono ne private time no ono time ode ye na ade no oyi don wede ba ko bia de si o ma ne ba se ne ba ya mensa no obechi wasi wa na wotwe no don wede ba ko ewum no achi wasi wo ene ye wo le chaw na wo kire nyame asem na wo kire wa brabo no kwa be fa so asum nyame kwa be fa so do abrabo na fa kwa ne mane ye makoma dunkuno 19 Aradima ajidi fu e ba ho dey ne mane ye makoma 19 but obetima le chawon na wotwe bia woyi ba ko na ache dade na wotwe bia na woyi ba ko na ache de enti enu ntini ma ne ba eye John Wesley be ye obi a na ye nka ne se o ko nanim no wa brabom na kristosom no fa no e ba no enti eduru me bi kura wo school no oni nua Charles on se nua ne Charles Wesley ya Charles Wesley do twa him no tini nua ne Charles Wesley ana John Wesley te eduru me bi no school mu kura no omo form group bi a na je se enya asem getwa se group no na eduru me bi na omo mo ke wo bo like omo di omo few omo sire omo sa na before that no 1728 eye papa e kan was mo be priest e wo England ana osa be ye Greek teacher e wo Oxford University ana osa be ye moderator ti 1728 na oye Greek teacher na lecturer men kan sa na osa ye priest e wo England ana osa ye moderator eye papa ye kan asem se eye John Wesley next we will be a say obuilding no fa kristosom kwan so se nam no so ama kristosom aba begina ba bi ana me kan maka se mre na de anim ti ba ne nyina mu no ye de mre de be ye adwuma ti asem na me kan no enti no building no ti na me ka se woni ni nua Charles Wesley kan ho bom se ekuo bi a ombo mpaye na omo ya akonchene na ade ba kon no sa ye pa ne se na omo boa de oni bie yakaso obi ho kire no obi wa awrehom obi wa amaniem obi wo sei na ye from discipline Christian group omo group omo form ye discipline we wa tie di no discipline Christian group ti imagine so obi atikuo na ye from discipline Christian group it wa ra ko ni be say wo school mo ti na it means that to me join him mra abaka say wo ye de ope you can't misbehave. Because utie the name of the group no kra na it tells you say e ko ni say no mbobletie discipline Christian group ten no mte in school mo na enamfo ne adofo nom ne on na school mo no hwe kwaya eye papa Charles Wesley nua John Wesley nua Charles Wesley fa so sum nyame no na so mafa ne den ish am si we dey and no mo on se din na by Methodist no enye bibio sometimes ana bete say obi ka ana bi ka no straight say method na no de eye no eye good but require omo fa so nya adi na ye binum sere ya omo de sere wo omo ka wo mo from Methodist ti Methodist no from just say how kwaya mo fa so sum nya mo method no mo sa boys mi symbol share kunkun say to everything there is a season and time for every purpose under the seven. Toda abrabum ye woda bia yesre. Toda nso abrabum ye woda bi wo hwa yesu. Ye woda nso a ye nije.
Say obi be fa ofri Ghana e de koye saloon adwuma wo South Africa. E ti say de ya chi watum pepepe e wo Ghana ha.
Say o ti bi city of music industry mo ne onkrofo musicians in time to say.
Wow, me hu so ye Kristo ni na me no wonam. Unye Kristo ni ame no wonam.
Ade, say wo kan.
Say me kan no kra kire onti madan no tamfo.
Ebi so no eye ensem bebrebe ne nyina ka bom manipa ya setena ne akone abadie ne wiase de be ye ne wie peyo obi ani aka se ba bia wodo yakoma APC ene se me so no betima yese wo no wo kina nko a te fese me wonu se abrabo no sha ase ne du beduru a ana se wo fam e wo ba bia ansa na wo pie ba bia wo pie
se fa ngomesu num je me ko te anso ni nyina na me yare o ti du ba bi kura de ne kyese yesem num samsama wozisi me so
se obi tia kasa so etimi wo no na ote ya wo ne nipadua mu no me kire de wo bobla na abrabo aye diama no na otwe nani a onhunu se boafo bi obonkum ana nifa se be hwe nkomodi na se me matoto yie pa dia ka be kire wale be na nti yes ana
enye izi se obe ya so de amenyankopon edi se obi timi aso de amenyankopon pa dia na bia wo baifu
eje busia won se baby a meti ayobi ne pia me ana se nya na be kodu ho enu nti na yehia na yetena se wo kwese wo TV so a ya wada bia yetena se emra abo 2 pm eye no mi pepe pa jumadi ne ye is my life
be mama be mo I am renting be mama be mo the coming
ya ntwa yankomo twetwen ne so yentwa so fache yedane ho kakra bi ebai fache ye yentwa yankomo twetwen ne so na me ka se bi jo se a na binom eka se omudin no na komfa so the teachings eye pa but the komfa so nya di na yankofo bi a emoke wo mo because of their strict method of living. If I'm talking, if I say a strict method of living, now a come for so I don't my brother born fat, men can say chin. Their strict method of living. The other man, now for 4 years I say yes, hey, my dear, like say be I'm fan say, my men can say that yes, here to say be obi sum nyame. Na nyame sum na wo sum no entirely shame ni na di hey, sister faith ni hey, papa no one no. You see. Se kwa fa so ya wotibie ni wo de da Yesu beba de akonwa no wo na aso Yesu akonwa na adi na chi you see ye mokew it because of the strict method of living into no and man because we dey a method we dey a different kra ti letter no ana sa nickname method no methodist no method meaning say their method their strict method of living no omre beto omayin say ye frey methodist. That is how the name Edina what theatre no ebaye. It was a mockery. Na yesre womo, ni moke womo, and a momunya said dino. A yet time on the 1728 and I become as say, obey a priest, now for Cabas, obey a modulator, now for be a Greek lecturer, a war in grant. A Jeff and Namsoma, Papa ye can some John Wesley, I shall say, ye Jumay what dang. Ani a woke ka so nkoso kwa na ebere bi na otie recording bi na otie asem na ekenya na honhom na Martin Luther nsem na otie 1738 ti otie Martin Luther nsem na no ani kenya no ti that was the day a o shasie building na ho de na ho gina yie sene mentima ya adwuma no se mani bre me de akuduro me de awokeka me de yese ya metumi ya adwuma ne pa aye 1730 enti ono obi a ho ye ka obi a 250,000 mass tiriyo 250,000 mass menka so nante form na wote horse ponkwachi even though kura nya ka akura no wote ponkwachi me can say 250,000 miles and as I'm ketwa or 2 ponkwachi 250,000 me can say 250,000 miles what ya bona chi no de ni ko because of the word emra wote sansem na onyagidie bi wura ni mu enya akoma pa bi enya afoma bi enti one people preach about 40,000 sermons so we should about sema o preach 40,000 sermons and sana 87 years no o free wiase akọ ti 250,000 mass ponko achi no nam wo de imagine etro no say ye ka bibi say ya o say me kai mere bi a ye tuba tamere bi na ye call baby na pese ye fro bepo na bepo do pese o fra ana ye wo mwa bi ade bo anse ri ka betima tena abo achi se afunumu ne ponko na wo de wo kakra na eduru baby we yi wasi na wa watoa so na even mo ti abo na chikura na odo mo kokora be ye ebi afo hours no mabre na me ka kire wo wote abo na chi na wo ponko tenu so na wo di ni hwirihwira wo do mo mutumiri kai mo de ponko tumiri kai omo kura tire tutire hwe de ponko ne ye omo na ananye 250,000 mass no ontimi ntumiri ka sa abo na ntimi obe nante kakra enti se ka eduru be se bitie sa empanimfo we mabakosem na me toto ne ma na because I can't remember say emra ye fro sa ayi no me hwe din na say adebo a wo ye atwamfo ne tira wo sa yere ho sanse binom bebre wo krisosom because I was asking myself say Moses 80 years 80 days 80 years yeah the kai be ya konchene 40 something 40 days yeah 40 days or yeah 40 days we na sabra 40 days I was 40 days fasting without food no they from mountains na akwaje maransem du Moses wo odi ka ko ba ko esi o amfa de bu fu ye odi ade na behwo sabra 80 days of fasting okay that time kwa Moses didn't feel say no kwasem say ye ka mountain Sinai say me the first na me fa Bible na ye kenka na ye kan wa asem am say na mountain Sinai be na Moses furu ye mountain Sinai be na Moses furu ye me kan kwasem kira we say ada me pe say me furu mountain Sinai nya da yo physical me ko furu mountain Sinai me ka say at the time will come me show the acharaw me ko furu mountain Sinai masa me be mbanu maduro let me tell you me banu maduro be duru ba bi ne manu me ho me say me be ye dey wa me be ye dey wa na ka che me say me mafuru sa de we na enya sem ketwa na say even car kura de call Ramses wo kra no about 11 hours etika mu no ansa na ye kwa kosi na ye sha ase say ye fro mountain Sinai ebinum ya de to be frank with you ebinum ya de na ye duru ba bi wo de wani hwe fom a amena wo woni abotai na snow kakra bi to wo strom si ye we na se pamia na me be ye da me ba be wu sa wuo we me nume se manu me ho me no kra da wan waka me nu me ho na ye kwa ye tra se sa be ye 70 hours kai ye go akra ne atra kwam ye 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 tra kwam na ada countries ri kwa do bo mba no mte afunumu so ena afunumu de wo kakra na wa wasi fom enya sem ketwa uduru suruwa na be we se enkramofo ase ho yo modea to mo da isi ho ala a Christopher se wa yo modea omo da isi ho na one thing I very funny kakra e wo da ni mienu se enkramofo da no ya bie a Christopher da no ya tum e be kan wasem da ache ti wo kwa unyamu wura na nya asem ketwa na obi atena abo achi 250,000 mass o kanya me asem de bayi de na wo hunu de be na wo nyae atinka be na wote ye de what was the benefit ye o se etona se wutie sa tetefo na de ya na etwamfo ni bi to say what was the benefit enembrim tim obata benya daje se minim ye o me banim enti me ba bia no me spend time amano na mache no eni na suade me chimba ba ko bia no be suade sa wa na amenya no na me ba bia nso odu enfie numa me hyewa ko ise obewu na kenkai mata do say in Africa in Ghana ma me for do say ana yes ade we ma wo ma so from this church or build the one say me kire wade at the age of 5 no the age na at the age of 5 no na ne ba ko international school professional school papa school I buy a cambro for ma me ba no cambro for anya asem ketwa at the age of 5 no work kwa be fa so we kema de ba na mombo aburuchi at the age of 5 say eduru be na akura gene nsema na adan ntokwa ana me bayi wasai ensu ke bia Bible say train up a child how he should live. Now when he or she grows up now, he or she will never depart from it. Oh, free more da. And Mami Susanna or started at the age of 5. Oh, training in my Mako 19. Oh, you should contraceptive ne are you didn't come out. Ningan say, me pese me baby, and a young boy wale ya no ama no a medium mewo 2.5, medium mewo 4, medium mewo 3. Huh? Sometimes Mama Christo some I'm talking me kasa o Christo some Mama Christo nye de opewo ya brabom 19 kwada 19. John Wesley was the 15th I chart on the tosu dunum. Mako dunum se nyame wo botaye bia ode akwada no ba beye wo wiase ha o wani suadim no rade nso mama me hu ne ntem training kwada no do mo fa kwai kama so e ma bibia kama amenne the church of Tisanka, if said mammy and training ma annual for my fantasy ma, Cabeda connect to me and never do purpose of do maybe crown, minimum a cabum for me discipline, discipline school, be I'm a school for you now, Baba join it. Can we, it won't happen. Cut and neck, come at this, Kawahi. Tinchima, dear, a decam for a year, no. A dear Ben, a year shall show my yena yabe. A so much, ye. Papa John Wesley dear na da bia no obompaye don hwene mienu don hwene mienu kra nya asem ketwa da bia every day Monday 2 hours Tuesday 2 hours anya de ketwa o kwatra me tie bia ba kwasa me say week bia na me bompa 8 hours ti week bia na bompa 8 hours next will be bod da bia 2 hours it's more than 8 hours na wo bona you know ti da bia wo de da bia me bompa 2 hours anya de da form but oh yeah because na owani suadum bia opese ebam mano ewiase a the outline and mama yensa bi na yenhwe yawie because the time is up facha me say na mintimi mfa call because dika kato say ultimate text me message a me read the amount because call pa de enye possible ne outline me bia na me hwe ni say how a training abofra no from the beginning etoda we say mo wiase pa me dwena mo pa ni say akoda bia su adum pempensuo bia se a wasanso nye wono wa wo ba bia wo free ba no aya ba ejidi ni na se na odun se si ubuka so ye Christian ada Awurade asio cause na edabi na I was thinking say enti wona ya wo mato efie bia nya Christofo fie because bi okra na ye wo ne ba wiase ano efie bi ofrim ya bosom sam nko a we ye komfo we enti sa akra na ya wo na to sa fie no ye raising from self you know say yesu mama be den watimi asori abeka se e ba be Christian wo busa wo sawo obo na pepo de ne ba wiase krono ne maame krono papa kromfo ana maka bom no ma wale ana yawo akoda yi titreni ade ne ba nyina ye ko wiade ye ko fa we enti be da kura ne nyini ti toda na abrabom no enkura na ye ba no so nyɛ na wo nyɛ na kura toda ba bi ye wo ye to no sometimes a cause problem in our life. Toda baby a free ban ye raise ye no a toda a cause problem in our life. Oko free ma bibia onti me nya say mama Susanna emfa ne mantena won tichi won na konya ma bibia fashion design mama dressing akasia akoda ye bo ne machine ye bo ne duku ne ya twibigu na chi ne ya twibigu ne to ne ya twibigu ne mfe enwa akasia ne ya pie boy o papa bi be hia na pie boy dentru ne bi da na bucket wetro. Say if say you raise you from this kind of family way man, time to come in your future no. Imagine. Abla bone be say. To toda no so ana be dwene wo pa, na mama bi no ya akwa abla bomba ni nyina mu no. So we do pempenso be you can decide for yourself. Why you are kid na say, emla we show be asking there sometimes you cannot take decision of yourself. Want to me take you to me decide ma. But to reach some age be in your life, I think that you can decide for yourself. I bet you take your own decision. Say na pesa me ye, say ya wo meto abusumfie kura na mahu se binu mo suma Awurade ntime so me de mabrabo befa wo. But John Wesley dear, onya baabi erezi ni ye, na ye kama nti ma me nom papa no ma ye nyina wa so dem at least se wontumi nnyo de ye ne kura na you can do your best. What's no pa quiet time. So nkwadaa pray with them. No mom paye. Kakoteshi ba ko bi to trim. I'm talking about Christian home. Methodist Assembly, Deeper Life, Pillar of Zion Church. Kakoteshi ba ko bi to akwadaa ne trim. Onam nyina no enya a lion. A lion has a tail. Enya no nko na abebo age no so. To da se ya manu adwoa. Se wotimi kakoteshi na be ma wo akyede. Ye bibi because we are se born in ewom no. We are se born in ewom. Anhwe ye. Na sa akwadaa ne je won nsam. Wole busa brochirefo. Omo magye agye won nsam ne amane omo fam no. Obi ba gene nsam abraba abawe bono Germany bon America e bon Canada ne nya asam ketwa. Obi ba gene nsam asuba bia wo da na di wo Ghana ha no enya asam ketwa. Ye wa fam de do your part and leave the rest to God. Wo ye ba tan ya utumi ye wa fam de ni se wo de akola ba wiase a he tie ni yo sa akola ba sei se na bra bo be ye den no me kan dwam se enye wo na abetumi ayo wo pem no untimi ma abofra anya kama da me kan ko asem kyerɛw cause obeko school obɛde no ba kɔ bonkrɔfo enso ye wa fam de wo ye wa fam de won tete ne kasa kyerɛ ma na 99% no fa no hye Yesu Kristo nsa bompa ye do betimi 1% de na de be ma na die eni se makasa kyerɛw hwɛ ye o emfa mo na fufuo enye se obi kan bi kyerɛ ne ba enso amfa na ama Yesu Kristo amompa ya amfa akoda na hye Yesu nsa wo wiase tumi ye adwuma nti akora na sei ti 1% ne ye wadwuma ti maame no na wo titi nkwadaa no na wo sa bompa ya ma wonda bia ti no wonder say ne ba eye Charles ebetwe hymns anya asem keto eto ne ne na John enso radnam no so the Methodist by on anti bebrebe 250,000 mass ote ponko achi akisofo adwuma na ye wom no nyamro enyamre always I keep on telling you success can never be achieved on silver platter. Debi. To that face difficulties and challenges in life when you no ma wo ye den to be this suffer be nyamedwuma na wo ye wadwene sa amane ma oha ma debi there's so many side tie to da eni me bi wa be fam tiase na woni se osom no saa na tie na utimi ginam kutawgidie mu ya eni da so no eni se dachi bi no ye won kwa abotre de beboye ti ene minu di nkomo fa na medwuma ye ni eye John Wesley ablabo kwa fa so wezi no ba bi odi ablabo ne fa ba na ma menwie we kura ni teachings pa na otaye ne salvation by grace through faith se enkwaje nam Kristo Yesu gidie na adom so the message is pa bi no se Kristo ni be ye pepepe the message ni be Christian perfection holiness of heart and life sa kumambe ye kronkron no abrabom bibia konkron discipline and accountability na wo yo bi nso wa de hye ye adwuma no wusa de bia wo ye bia no so no akuntabuo bata ho pa na wo sua nyame asem sa ye mpaibɔ for se na finsu no wo homobro e ma wo na oyira 40,000 sermons 87 years 2nd March 1791 87 years 2nd March 1791 87 years ana ofiri wiase ha ekoye na asem a ofiri wiase akokora na dana no tie na afa yemfa dwumadie ni nyina enko na wieye the best of all is God is with us na asem betwa to okra no this were his last words was say the best of all is God is with us dia ye wonioma nyina mu ne dia ye papa ne dia di mu nyina ne se onyankopon ene ye na wo ho oh my goodness this be chat one de se na brabo mu nya onyankopon na no na wo ho a obeye dai se nya onyankopon na ka wo ho a obeye dai Kristo ni asetran ba bia nuoma ekoyi enkwada yi abrabom ni akone abadie no mu hwei enye Kristo na ka wo a obeye dai a horse can be taken to riverside and so didn't do no case one musua force can never be applied the wish and the zeal is yours you can decide for yourself the word to wise is enough mama fa wunyina ha nende dwumadie no yemfa ntintima ya Kristo enkunye na so zare che ya the best atena si bio maka jo se bronya ya ye ba bedi bronya ye ba bedi me ma wa chede ye pa bronya yo ti follow program ni yie abakosem to abakosem brabom to brabom twa konkudu twa konkron me ma wa chede ye pa e wa is my life dwumadie so to dey keep watching hwe dwumadie ne hwe ne yie the fan ye magu fom na me bo modern say Christmas nim no award bebrebe ebeba aha na dwumadie no emre ne ma ye kwai ma ye de wasi fasua de bi free de sua ye nim ma me ne wudun kono ene ye time is aneti ana a Christopher family planning a Christopher contraceptive a Christopher kamal a Christopher IUD so we be catch us enye bone yeah but be very careful na de osunya kopon de man for bla wiase ade e wom ni so obo ho na uyo obi a da bia ye operative uyo operation eno de Christo sumuni apomdi hwemu ye catch us say ade so osunya kopon na eye enye saa wo ma akoma nan a doctor futi bi twa se wo uyo operation ko ato aso nan a ye twa cause enye saa betimi do hawo ne ama ne aba endo de ba asofo ani ma ye ti ase na se nye operation dia be ma ba wo tete oso nyankopon anwode de mawa ye na hye na monyam udi wi ase achi a how I quite remember say ma bibia dance e wo asori dem wo se me wo drum bi na ma wo aboboso na misuro bi se rade na den na mai bebrebe afina me pese bi twa wo no so bi ba ma bi ji wo mutugui na so me na meti ase se da bi meto aso ma wo no se fe kura me wo ma akoma konkono ya afi ni matimi asimi dai me ne nkwada itim ma me ne wo dunku no papa John Wesley ale to so dunu obi ti papa John Wesley na ase family pride ni church no nsa wonya agoro oso yakopon mo ayi nsem ne doso Christopher so many heaven na ye kono enye trawo enye wo mra ana wo de kwa heaven eye Kristo Yesu mra edini pa bi ani mra edini pa kwa heaven nemum Kristo Yesu mra na de kwa heaven ti asesa ti aburochire sofo no ne mra bi amfa ni pa kwa heaven ana Ghana sofo ne mra amfa ni pa kwa heaven nemum Kristo Yesu mra ti eni aburochire fo mu nyame som ana ye wo Ghana de ye wo Kristo Yesu mra ana ye de kwa heaven ti se wantimi ani su a adande no kwaje bebo ebinum timi di su de a yenso ye betumi ayo Kristo Yesu nhyira na onka wo honda dai yemfa aseda sonko matwe de ampo Nyankopon se da no omaya hoden na ye betena na yatimi awese bi di akyerew na ye di nkomo kakra chief producer Holy Spirit ye dana se papa se wo ye de yenwanwane de se da me papa na medjuma ni se paka ne kwese wane mama mama Dora na na sapo bia obi a church one mama ta pillar of Zion Church asofo nyina me chia mo ne dai wo afidie so mo ne mo yere ne mo ma me chia mo ene asofo wo wiase afa ne nyina me chia mo asofo amoye adwuma wa Kristo ni mo hwe dwuma die Kristofo nsole ya wodo mo mo ni nyina kabom ne yakwa abakosem sua de na mo hwe is my life dwuma die no osoro nhira mo mo hwe da nyamere tra TV no osoro nhira mo mo de mo phone na wa to credit aguso na wa hwe me wo YouTube na wa hwe me wo Facebook abrochire fo nyina osoro nhira mo won paye ene mo amota adwuma di wati won paye bo fa bibia fam no osoro nhira mo na onyam kese kose wo TV adwuma fo nyina se ya mfama metena mfama nko kasa mfonini no so ne YouTube aka wa nyame ya nhweme ti osoro nhira won onyam kese na onye wo yie ona koma so ade bia emre ma won afiwe mu na wo Yesu Kristo din mu afi nso no me okani Anastasia Kradu friend mo friend na osoro nka mo na onhyira prophetess Brown osoro nka ho na ommo ne nkwada ne nyina ho bai ene mo anka be chia mo a oni bi se mbere ne ntino kwantimi an chia mo nyina no be chia mo Kristo ya adoma on the 15th year nkona ye crusade twato ewo eye offenso awodin na eye kasepa anti bomodin sa wonso obeso dwumadi na crusade na timi abaso coming Sunday eye nyina headquarters annual harvest support na woso Nyankopon be ye oyie obe hyirawo da bia me ka to sa pentem ne nyantem ne nam abrabo enye mirika na yetu life is no matter of race ana ma ba bia wotene nkanto se no ano no obetimi awia ta so se bibia be ye gidie akokuduro se na wote eka ho a yetimi ade nyina ye Kristo nka no mo ba wa udwuma yeni wa unua wa damfo ametra dwuma de we mu di chia me Ebenezer kwadwo from original Ebenezer se Kristo ankuye na so de nkwan kye ye nkwa dia mesa ba wakwan bio ya wada emra abo no mienu 2 pm sabre ma me fa nsia na yɛnkɔpɛ nsuo bi no makra bye bye
Be mama be mo, I am renting. Be mama be mo, the coming.